Hi, we will create a bead together and we'll import it as an OBJ later on. The first step is you will click here on that ellipse tool up in the 2D toolbar. I click one time left in my 2D workspace and I will type in 5 millimeters. Okay. The next step is I need to add some thickness. Here in the property editor, I will add additional thickness rendering 100, and you can see my bead is very, very thick now. Still very edgy though, so we will change the particle distance to 0.8, and now you can see like it's very smooth and curved. All we have to do now is we will add a texture here in the texture window. Let's see. I have my texture over here. It's a mother of pearl texture basically. And I can show the texture to you. I just got it from Google. It's a regular JPEG. It looks a bit like mother of pearl and so on. So I choose this texture. And you can see the texture appears here as well. Okay, so usually we would have a shiny bead, but we don't need to adjust it now. We can still keep the material type to matte. All we have to do is just inserting the texture. Okay, the next step is we will export this bead. File, export OBJ. And now we can decide where we want to save this. I'm going to save it here. Bead. Object. Save. And here we go. This is the export OBJ window. We will select all patterns. We will select multiple objects, even though that we only have one. I'm selecting thick because, of course, we want to have the surface thick. I'm not going to scale it. I would leave it at millimeters 100%. Later on, we can still scale it. So we will save it with texture files because, of course, we have this texture JPEG applied to the OBJ. I will now import my OBJ, file, import add OBJ, and here's my bead object. I will add this as a trim, and I won't change the unit here. I keep it to millimeters. I scale it down to 15%, and then I hit OK. And here we go. This is our bead. Let's zoom in a bit. So here is our first bead. We can easily copy paste this bead later on, and we can also change the size, which is super great. So you have that little gluing button because gluing bottle because this is a trim. So just click one time here, and then you're able to place it on top of your fabric like this. I still find it a bit too big, so I'm going to lock aspect ratio over here, and I'm going to scale it down again to 10. So you can see it's still possible to scale those beads. Okay, I can now copy paste this bead very easy. Now it's possible to change the surface of those beads. We can just simply select them, and we can select the material type and change it. So if I select those beads and I want to have them like a mother of pearl surface, I select the fabric silk satin, and you can see those beads are very shiny. It's definitely possible to change the material type as well to metal. if you want to have a metal pearl like that, which also looks super great. And another option, which I find very, very beautiful, is definitely the option of glass. And as you can see here, it's in the render only visible. So I select glass and let's have a look at our render. The interactive render, I just click here one time and then our preview should appear. As you can see here, we have different kind of materials. We have metal, we have mother of pearl, and we also have glass over here. And you can still see the reflection of the blue fabric inside of the glass. This is how you create beads. I hope you enjoyed it.